Hi, everyone. This is Marty McDermott, the president of Franchise Interviews, and welcome to another edition of Great Quotes in Franchising, where each podcast you get to hear a great quote in franchising. You know, it's been quite some time now since we've done a Great Quotes in Franchising segment. And for our new listeners, just what Great Quotes in Franchising is they're kind of like aha moments from our main show, Franchise Interviews. And I was recently listening to a couple shows that kind of like just fit perfectly together, which doesn't happen often. So the theme of this Great Quotes in Franchising podcast, it kind of goes back to the days of maps. And if you remember, like in the old days, man, if you were traveling with your family, you know, I'm talking like 30 years ago, and you were going on vacation, and sometimes you'd have to go into a convenience store to get a map, and you remember opening up the map, and then you could never get that map back together again, folded perfectly. Well, today we have what's called GPS systems. So the theme of this particular podcast is we're going to relate the concept of maps and GPSs to franchising. So the combination of two different interviews here. One is with Chad Harrison, the franchise development representative at Authority Brands, and also Darren Guccione, who is the CEO and co-founder of Keeper Security. So we hope you enjoy this edition, and we'll see you again soon with another edition of Great Quotes in Franchising from Franchise Interviews. Take care, everyone.
Yeah, I guess like, back to what Michael had said too is again, the background. We've worked with so many different various professionals, right. Whether IT specialists, as Michael said, attorneys, investors, entrepreneurs, and ultimately it's, as he said, it's just following that system that's in place, that 1 hour heating and air system that they developed, the operations, marketing, everything that consists of, and following it just like a GPS, and that's the route to success.
Yeah, I like that analogy, Chad. It's interesting. I've never heard the analogy to a GPS. It's very clever. It was funny. I was interviewing, and I can't remember what it was, one of the tax franchises, but I was interviewing one of their most successful franchisees, and I said to him, I said, well, how did you become the most successful franchisee out of? And I think they had about like 2,000 different franchisees, and he said, all I did was I did what they told me to do, and it seems so simple, doesn't it? But it's so true, isn't it? Is just, I guess, finding that person, like you and Michael were saying, to just follow the system, follow the GPS, and you'll get there, won't you?
It could be a discipline in itself that you develop, right? In that sense.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's great.
Studying you is certainly classified as an entrepreneur. So what advice would you give to them?
Well, my background is engineering technology. I'm also a CPA, and I've always had an admiration for franchises. One of the things that I love about franchises, among other things, is that you can analyze the different franchise models that are out there, the brands, the type of businesses, and you can quickly identify which ones are successful. And typically, they give you a roadmap of what you need to do to execute. When you start a business without a franchise roadmap, you typically don't necessarily know where you're necessarily going to go or wind up. And so you get a greater sense of security and guidance when you can pick a franchise model that, fits within, your goals in life, your interests in life, and B, provides a really sound, infrastructure for you to build a business with a great support system around you. Most businesses that are one-off businesses don't have that. So there's a greater sense of, uncertainty out there when a business owner or an entrepreneur